What up, Jay Duran? I try to enter a trade pre-market, but I might get stopped out on it. But I just wanted to give it a chance to go back up. But every time it was coming up into this area, it kept slamming back down, so I think we're actually going to go lower. So we'll just let this one hit the stop loss, and then we'll wait for market open. But this is basically what I'm expecting for today. I would like to see us go higher. If we do come down, I'm looking for us to see if we're going to bounce basically in this area. And if we start running through this area, then longs are just going to be off the table for me, basically. So we'll wait for market open in like 10 minutes. We don't have any news today, although this week we do have a decent amount of news later on in the week. So we're gonna try and make like we're gonna try and get our $200 day on this account. And then we're copy trading 3 other funded accounts. Although since we're already down like $223 from that pre-market trade, I think if I take another loss, I'll probably stop trading and wait for tomorrow. Nice.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
I'm also interested to see like how volatile it's going to be, because towards the end of last week it was pretty, the ATR was pretty big. So if that's the case, I might have to size down again. 50 points, that's great for pre-market. But I gotta be careful. I'm slightly hungover from watching the Super Bowl. So I'm trying not lose all my money and blow my accounts. Kind of a lame Super Bowl, not gonna lie. If you guys watched it, it was a field goal city. So yeah, again, I just want to see whether or not we're gonna go higher. I would like us to actually continue higher. If we drop down at the open, I'm watching this area to see if we're gonna bounce or not. And if we start running through that area, then just longs are just gonna be off the table. What up? The truth is not hate speech. Good morning. Alright, let's see what this 5-minute candle does before market open. So that other trade I took, I just entered it a little bit early. The only thing that's like that I'm looking at in terms of longs that's like kind of sketching me out a little bit is this previous 1 hour candle. I don't like the way that this looks for us to go higher, but overall the plan is for us to start making our way like up here. Just whether or not we're going to retrace first or if we're just going to run, so we shall see. But if I go down like on the day, like $700, I'm just gonna stop. So it's basically, depending on how volatile the open is, it might just be one trade. But we may get a pretty good setup for the longs depending on how the open prints. I would be targeting basically for us to take London highs, Asia highs, and then the CME open highs. So if we can find an entry for longs off the open, I'll try and take it. But I'll probably just use like 3 micros just in case it's gonna whiplash around, and then I might add into it, but I want to see how the 15 minutes gonna close at market open. All right, let's see how market opens. This is kind of a... I'm gonna have to probably wait a little bit. Unless it just starts to run, then I might actually just pile into it. So again, if we just like start melting and we come into this area, then that's where I'm going to be watching for, but we'll probably just have to wait for this first 5-minute candle to close. If this 5-minute closes with a nasty wick to the downside, I might try and go long. So we got 3 minutes left to just watch what happens. But already this is a pretty... this 5-minute candle, it already dropped over 100 points, so... I'm definitely gonna have to size down probably. Just use like 3 micros for the time being until I get out of drawdown. I'm down like 230 on 4 accounts basically. So if we can close with like a really nasty wick like this, or even if this 5-minute candle just in the last 2 minutes flips bullish, I may try taking longs. The only problem though is that if I do take longs, if it closes somewhere up here, even if it flips bullish, the ATR is so high and this candle is so large that my stop loss, basically, I would be at risk of just getting whiplashed. So I gotta be kind of careful if I'm gonna do that. But it is looking it's looking pretty decent right now for buyers. Like, I want to enter long, but I'm just worried about how large this is. Like, it's just so large. So we'll just wait for the 5-minute candle to close. I want it to close bullish, and then if the next 5-minute candle retraces down and then flips bullish, I'm gonna take a long position. And then we're gonna start targeting up here towards London and Asia highs. There's no wick on this candle. If we can push, if this just pushes with no wick to the POC, I'm actually going to just try and take a long scalp. Unless a wick gets created right now. Alright, I'm just going to go long right here. And the stop loss is going to just be at the bottom of this candle, which is kind of a shitty stop loss, but we're going to see if it could start to push up. But it's just super large ATR. So there's a potential that I just get stopped out. It comes down here to the POC and then snaps back up, but it's alright. Like the buyers are holding the sellers here. We're not pushing lower, but they're just not following through to the upside. It just needs to start running higher. Like this. We need this to continue right here. What up, Mike? $15 minutes also looking pretty good for the longs, so I think it should be okay. But, I mean, we never know. I'm gonna wait to move my... I'm not gonna move my stop loss to break even yet. We're already like 30 points in profit, but I have a feeling... I might just move my stop to break even right now. I would like to see it just run because we're already in drawdown, so I don't want to necessarily be 30 or 40 points in profit and then have it snap all the way back. Because it's really struggling to start picking up momentum. But we're going to find out right now when this 5-minute closes. If we can get a strong close on the 5-minute and then we just start running, then we can probably just hold this for a little while. And the moment that we end up actually taking these highs, if we do come up here, then I'm going to be trailing my stop to cover the $230 loss pre-market when I tried to go long before the open. So we'll just basically hope it doesn't snap back and hit our break even before it continues. It's crazy. I'm only in 3 micros too. So that's a great close on the 5-minute. I think we're gonna be fine. If it does come all the way back to my break even right now, that's just... it would just be so nasty. But I think we're good. So we'll wait for it to take the highs and then we're gonna trail. 151. I'm gonna be trying to target like 150 points probably. Almost there. But when it does take these highs, I'm gonna move my stop. Actually, I'm gonna move my stop to cover my loss right now. So 90.5. So the trailing stop is like right here, right now. I don't want it to come all the way back. I'm in drawdown. I might as well just get back to break even on the day and then we'll figure something out. But I would like this to just run and basically not offer any more entries and just run, hit the target, and then chop the rest of the day and we're good. So we'll see. When we take out these highs, I'm gonna trail it to the bottom of this 5-minute candle. And also for this funded account too, with this like 16 or $17,000 balance, it is the third day or the fourth day on the cycle. So we just need the $200 for today. But since I'm copy trading 3 other funded accounts, I'm trying to hold it. Frankie, the reason why I took these longs is because my plan for the morning is I do want to see us go higher. And I was originally waiting for us to come down into this area to determine whether or not we can bounce here, if we were going to run through it. If we got past this area, the longs were just going to basically be off the table. But when we drove down on the first 5-minute candle, created a nasty wick, and then we pushed down again and we started stalling right here, so sellers were just failing to continue this move, and we flipped bullish. I went long to follow my daily bias of us going higher, taking out these highs, taking out Asia highs, coming back into Asia session. This is Asia session. I actually tried to go long pre-market right here, but that obviously didn't work out, so that's why I'm in drawdown. But we're gonna be out of drawdown after this trade. Alright, so we're pushing right now. We got past the highs, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna trail my stop to lock in a $200 day for this account. So if it does snap back right now, it's fine, because I just need to lock in the $200 day on this account, and then just get one more day tomorrow, and then we'll pull another payout, and then it'll be 20 grand in payouts in 20 days, which 20 trading days, which would be crazy, because this account right now is on like a, I mean, after today, this is probably the only trade I'm going to take today. After today, it'll be like 23 or 24 days in a row on a winning streak for this account, which is nuts. Wow, that's crazy. That almost hit my stop loss and it didn't. That's what's up, Kill. Good stuff. If we get another push right here, I'm going to trail my stop again. Right below here, just to squeeze out a little bit more. The 15-minute came down and retested previous 15-minute POC, and so I'm expecting it to just run now towards these highs. Confirming longs on footprint, like, well, so basically, if we look at this, what I was looking at least, when the 5-minute ran down right here, oh, that was nasty. When the 5-minute ran down right here, you see how the POC is down here? So there was a lot of aggression to the downside. Sorry, this thing keeps going back up. A lot of aggression to the downside at the open. I thought it was a manipulation move because my bias is long, right? So I'm waiting for any type of sign that we may be flipping and going long. So when we were pushing down here and we were stalling here, and you know we were stalling here because the POC is right here. So when we created a really nasty wick, I mean, look at this candle, right? Like, let me drop down to a 5-minute on this. When we create like a really nasty wick like this, well, what does that mean? Well, sellers try to push lower and they couldn't follow through. They pushed like 100 points lower at market open within like 30 seconds, and then they stalled out the rest of the 5 minutes, and then the very last, at the very end, like the last minute of this 5-minute candle, we snap back up. And so I waited for this next candle to open up, right? And when this candle opened up, it opened with no wick above it, and it immediately pushed down again. So then when it pushed down again, it started stalling here as well. So they still couldn't basically keep momentum. And then when it flipped bullish, I was expecting that since all these people went short, or all these short positions, they're basically on the wrong side. They're like offsides at that point. So when we start pushing up, the idea would be that you would have to get out of that position. And the only way to get out of a sell is to buy it, so it would just increase the pressure, and I was just expecting it to slingshot higher, if that makes sense. It's POC, not PSE, sorry. But we basically, yeah, I mean, that was basically like 100 points. Only 3 micros though. But it's okay. I was gonna go 5 micros, but I was already in drawdown. And something to think about is like, if I'm entering here, where a better stop would be where, you know, like at the bottom of this candle, and then we target up here, right? Because volatility, you need it, it would be safer, but that's a 91 point stop loss. Like I can't do that. I can't do that. So we size down, and I just put my stop right below this 5-minute candle, which is pretty dangerous because it could easily, like, this candle could easily open up, come down, come back up, and then snap down and then pull up. So we could have gotten stopped out of that pretty easily, but we didn't. We didn't, so we're good. Finished and unfinished auctions. Sometimes I look at it, but not always. Well, I only look at finished and unfinished auctions very rarely, because I don't really need it for my trading. Although it is probably something good to know, and I know how to spot them. Like, this is an unfinished auction right here. This is finished. This is unfinished. These are finished. But yeah, I don't really use those, to be honest. I do look at delta though, but I don't look at cumulative delta. I'm only looking at delta for every 5-minute candle. And I'm looking at the volume, and I'm looking at delta. And so I do use delta flips, and I do pay attention to when delta, like, I'll make a video about it, but I'll pay attention to when, like, let's say we have a bullish candle with negative delta, or like a delta divergence basically, or like a bearish candle with positive delta, or if the delta is even, it's like almost 0. How much to mentor you? Sorry, bro, I don't do that. I don't do that. It's just like too much work. And you know what? At the end of the day, I can tell you everything that I know about trading, and there's a chance that you might still just like sabotage yourself. So free money, it's never free money, dude. I would have to sit with you and, like, maybe in the future, but to be honest, that's not my goal. My goal isn't to, like, sell a course or, like, mentor people. My goal is to basically just, I don't know, make money from trading. Make money from trading, and then, I don't know, build a community of other traders so we could talk about trading. And then hopefully we all get payouts and we all learn from each other, and then we all make money, you know? It's kind of the idea. Frankie, yeah, I'm waging. You know what that tells me? If you can pass an eval in 2 days and you fumble an XFA in a day, well, you know what? Then you're just getting lucky passing your evals. Because an eval on Top Step, you just need 2 winning trades. So if you full port 2 winning trades in a row, you're essentially flipping a coin twice. And if you flip a coin twice, you can land on heads twice. And then you go into your XFA and you really don't have an established edge or kind of know what you're doing, and then you are used to sizing up kind of heavy, probably, with your evals, and you try and do the same thing, and then it's just gone the first day. Passing evals is easy. You don't even need a strategy. You can literally flip a coin and then... Like, I could close my eyes and then just, like, full port 5 contracts, long or short, and there's, like, a 50% chance I'll probably hit 60 ticks. Especially if there's, like, really large volatility. But I do full port all my evals. I don't really trade them. I'll just full port them. And then I'll just try and trade the funded accounts normally. Yeah, if your psychology on an XFA is different, then you gotta just, like... Honestly, I don't know how heavy you trade. I'm assuming you probably trade heavier than you should be trading. You probably freak yourself out. If you're not used to trading a funded account, you should honestly just... The goal shouldn't even be to get a payout. It should just see how long you can hold on to it for. Oh, you're trading silver. Well, there goes your account. Don't trade silver. I traded silver last month on this funded account. I did great, but I wouldn't recommend it. Also, last month I blew like 4 funded accounts that had a decent balance on silver. No, actually, I blew 6 funded accounts last month on silver that all had decent balances, that were built up from silver and then lost it all back to silver. So I'm taking a break from silver. Taking a break from the commodities right now. And also, they changed all the margin shit for the, which is bullshit, but they changed all of the contract limits. And NQ at the end of the day is my bread and butter. I've been trading NQ every day for like years, so I'll just stick with it. So, I'm up $363 on this account. I copy traded this account. I'm up $361. I think this is the 3rd day on this funded. And then I do have 2 more funded accounts with Funded Futures Network. And those are probably also at like $300 on the day. Something like that. So 3 micros, we went from being... I was down like $900 across all my accounts when I took this trade here. And then when we went long 3 micros, we made it all back. Plus 1,300, so 3 micros, 100 points. So yeah, I do want this to, and just in case you guys like aren't in the Discord, what I'm watching for right now is on a higher time frame. I'm trying to see us come up here. In this area. We're still in this higher time frame range. So this right here is the range that we've been stuck in for like over 2 months. We never actually took the low. We popped out up top and took all these highs and we made a massive move down. What I want to see is over the next couple days, I would like us to actually push up into this area, and then either 2 things are going to happen. Obviously, we're either going to come back down and then target these lows, or if we pop up above this and stay above this, then I'm going to be looking for us to continue to take these highs at 2650. So that's like what I'm looking for on a weekly profile. And then so this morning when I basically got on, I framed what my analysis was for the day based off of that. So if my analysis is that we're going higher before we go lower, then I'm looking for longs today. And I'm looking for longs anywhere above this area. And if we get below this area, because you always need an invalidation, right? Otherwise it's not a bias, it's just an opinion. So if it got below this area, we would not be taking longs anymore. And I'd be watching for it to come down here. But so far, we took the highs. We never took London or Asia highs. So we may. I would be pretty surprised if we came back down here during the AM session. We might do that during PM session if for whatever reason we don't continue higher. But yeah. So. So today played out alright, I would say. I just wish I didn't lose that money pre-market, then we would have been up like 500 on each account. But hold on. I'm on a sick one right now. I'm on a sick one on this account. Look at this. I think this is probably like the craziest win streak I think I've ever been on a funded account. It's like nuts. I'm just milking it like. But yeah, so we're gonna just continue to milk it. I'm gonna try and get another max payout on this account so that it's like down to like a $12,000 balance. I just need one more day tomorrow, but I'm actually just done for the day, so I will be back tomorrow morning. If you're gonna continue to trade, just be careful, and if you took that long with me, let's go. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.